Does economic stress lead to violence or racism or xenophobia against minority groups? This is the question that we address in this research with Warren Anderson and Noel Johnson. We think there's always a tendency to demonize outgroups. When does that tendency become manifest? That's the key question. And so there's always an incentive or desire to blame outsiders. They may be responsible for various kind of disasters, but it's in periods of crisis we think that this comes to the fore. We have data on more than 1,000 pogroms from more than 1,000 European cities. And in order to proxy for the role of economic shocks, we would like to have GDP data, but obviously disaggregated data of that kind doesn't exist for the pre-modern period, so we rely on data from climatologists. We can use this climate data to tell whether or not the conditions for the weather was warm, and hence conditions for agriculture were good, or the weather was cold, and hence conditions for agriculture were poor. And these periods of cold weather would lead to potentially to famine and to economic hardship, particularly if the cold weather was cumulative. So several years of cold weather could lead to famine or real hardship, and it's in those types of conditions that we would see people looking for someone to blame and to scapegoat. We find that when the weather is cold and harvests are likely to be poor, the probability of a pogrom goes up by about 50%. When the Middle Ages come to an end and markets become more integrated, there's more trade, the link between colder weather, famines, and pogroms breaks down. And so we think one of the reasons for this is greater economic security means fewer shocks, fewer famines, and less of an incentive to persecute minority groups. So our takeaway is that economic insecurity and weak political institutions give rise to persecution and violence against minority groups.